Hello friends, my name is Mandy Cap and today we're going to be painting some rolling hills. Okay, I have a pre-stretched 24 by 18 inch canvas and it is prepped with some liquid white, just a nice thin layer here. We're going to just do like a nice little scene here. Little sunset, start with some Indian yellow, little dab will do ya. Put in a little bit of stuff. We'll paint that in right down here. It's been unusually warm here in Oregon, and it has been a delight. We went hiking on Patty's Day, which was wonderful. 80 degrees. Oh my goodness, unusually warm. I'm going to paint a little bit of Indian yellow here, just right in the middle of the horizon. Next, I'm going to grab some alizarin crimson. I'm just going to use the same brush. Now, paint that crimson just right on top. All this warm weather is just really, really wonderful. I'm going to bring in some darker color here on the sides. I want it to just kind of stay brighter here in the center. I put a little bit too much crimson there, but you know, we're just going to roll with it, honestly. It's fine. Except on the side here. I can pull that off. Alright. There's a big old glob over there. Right now, I'm going to work this in. Set this down, it's heavy. I'm just going to stuff this in. And then just do kind of like a little blendy blend here on the brush and just really work in the alizarin crimson and blend it into the Indian yellow down below. Actually, there's so much in here. I'm going to come back through here and blend this. I just want to get some paint on the canvas here. Alright. See, next, let's pull up some phthalo blue. I'm just going to use the same old dirty brush. Why not? It's going to be great. Trust the process, right? Alright, I'm just going to load up a lot of phthalo blue there. Okay, let's paint some phthalo blue in there. Now phthalo blue is a lot darker, more concentrated than the alizarin crimson, and the crimson of course is more concentrated than the Indian yellow. And so I started with the lighter color first so I don't have to clean the brush every color change here. But as I'm adding these colors here, you can see as I add the blue on top, it's pretty much immediately erasing the crimson. And right now it's pretty striky, but we'll come back through and blend it here in a minute. But I just want to get lots of nice color on here. Okay, next we got some Prussian blue. I'm just really going to load that up here. The Prussian blue is even darker than the phthalo. Set this down even. Prussian blue, we'll just layer that right on top. Slowly building a gradient here. Just throwing that on top. I'm just going to grab a little bit of black and we're going to paint that up in the corners. When you paint that dark color in the corners, it really brings the eye in. In the art world, we call that a vignette. just going to keep working that in. And then start bringing it down. As you can see here, we're doing a sunset scene. When we went on our hike, we watched the sunset up on the top of a mountain in the Willamette Valley. And that sun went down quickly, I have to say. So I'm going to leave this brush. Oh, I need to wash the brush. Changed my mineral spirits today, odorless mineral spirits. It's been a while. So I guess I'm going to muck it up immediately with this black. That's okay. This brush needs to be washed. Okay. A little bit of that. Probably should edit this in post, but do I ever? No, I usually don't. All right, shake that out and beat the it's my favorite part of this whole technique. You get to take your frustrations out. Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to blend, so I need my palette quite yet. Okay, now I'm going to blend this up. Start with the lightest colors first. And just very gently blend, blend, blend. Like you'd see in the sky. Alright. See, as I bring it down, then I don't want to erase all the yellow with the red. So, okay. Looking pretty good there. Okay, now blend this red. That'll look good. And right into the thin little blue here. Great. Building a nice gradient here. See, when you come back down, makes it more lavender. But you want to be careful not to cross the streams here, because it's going to take a second for me to blend out all of this blue now. Okay, now I'm just going to build it up slowly. And now that my brush is nice and dark with the blue, I definitely don't want to go back down into those pinks and yellows again. Otherwise we'll get a green sky, which would be fine if we were doing Aurora Borealis, which I was contemplating doing for this piece. But, ooh, no, too dark. It's okay. Okay, how do we look? Take a step back. Take a look-see here. Okay, well, happy with that. Good enough, right? Wash the brush real quick. And give it a little break there. All right. Okay, so next. I always have to be extra. We know this. We know this. It's not even a big deal. Like, why even tune in if I wasn't going to be extra? Okay, so we're going to do little stars. No Aurora Borealis, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's build some stars up real quick. I just have the cap of the liquid white. I got this fan brush. It's like my softest fan brush. Biggest one as well. And I'm just loading it up here with some liquid white and putting it down just a little bit with some mineral spirits. Okay. Start at the top and just put a few stars. Super cute, right? Alright. Oh, look at the stars. They're peeking out. Great, have fun. Let's wash that fan brush and we'll just wipe around. Okay. Now that we have a night sky, yay, we love that. Let's pick our palette back up. Okay, let's build, well, the rolling mountains like we were talking about. All right, I have my palette knife. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Now, as we're looking from the foreground forward, we're going to build one base color, but then we're going to lighten it. And then as we move forward, we'll darken it. So it's going to be fun. All right, I want to do a lavender type situation. So let's grab some crimson and let's build it here in the middle of our palette. And I have quite a bit of phthalo blue. You know, I have quite a bit. So we'll just, of blue, pretty much done with it. So I like to make quite a bit of this so we don't run out. Well, let's see. How are we doing here? I've got a little bit of phthalo blue. And let's pull a little black. That'll be fine. Yeah, just kind of gray it up a little bit. Now, how did we do here? Let's shoot. Well, hopefully I didn't muck up that white too much. That's how we're doing here. We're pretty on the blue side here. Shocking with all that phthalo blue in there. Okay, let's throw in some more crimson. Oh yeah, it's getting more lavender now. I'm gonna just throw that all in there. Why not? Here we go. Okay. Well, since it's a night scene, I'm just gonna grab all that white now. It's fine, right? Yeah. Great. So we're gonna start with a light background and make it darker forward. All right. Pretty happy with that. Seems light enough. All right. Let's paint in the mountain scene. Okay. There's some peaks over here. Let's paint those in. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm doing sound for a pretty fun band. Pepper band here in town, and oh my gosh, they're fun. They sing that song, that Salt and Pepper. Alright, we'll just do some like little rolling hills. Maybe probably do a little bit more of a peak here. Something point of interest here in the middle of our painting, if you will. Make everything a little bit. Kind of go into the other side, if you will. All right. Just do something like that. Just kind of make like, you know, general skyline, mountain ridge, as you do. Little hair right here, so you know what we're gonna do? Cover up with a mountain. What we're gonna do? We're just gonna cover it up. It's fine. It's fine. There are no mistakes. You know, as our Lord and Savior Bob Ross would say, only happy accidents. Okay, I don't want all of this paint on here, so we're just gonna scrape her off. And put it back in my palette. I'm gonna need this paint later. Great. Okay. Now let's blenddy. Here's this nice brush. I found this new brush. Very exciting. So these gentle rolling hills in the Willamette Valley support various microclimates. So each one of these hills, you know, each side has its own facing climate. It's very cool. And within those, it's great for like panoramic views or like hiking, cycling, really whatever you're into. But also within these hills, there are farms and my favorite, some of my favorite vineyards. We're just gonna get this ridge line nice nice looking here. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. That hair off there. Beat off some excess paint there. And, oh, come on. Blend that down. Oh, what happened here? Oh no, happy accident. I grabbed it from there. Okay. Ha ha ha. It's okay. We're just gonna pull that right off. Silly. Oh my gosh. Gotta be careful with your palette placement there. Okay. That's fine. Okay, wash my brush really fast. Everything's fine. They'll blend right out. No one's mad. That's gonna blend right out. Okay, well, I'll pull some of this color up. Just kind of erase that a little bit, you know? It's no big deal. No big deal. Oh my gosh, I really need to be careful with this palette. Okay, and we recovered. It's no big deal. Remember doing that? Oh yeah, I did. It's okay. Just kind of want to fix that. You know, since we're in here, we'll just fix that. Okay. Oops. Great. Moving on. Great. Now for the next layer, we're going to go a little darker. So we have these colors here. So with that, I'll just pull in a little bit more of that mountain color, and we'll just make it a little bit darker. Now, how fun. So we'll start another ridge, just kind of coming in. So these different ridges with different elevations and just all these different valleys that have different facing areas. This makes it really ideal for wine growers, which simulates, you know, similar growing conditions to like the hills of France. And so we're able to grow fairly successfully, consistently over the Willamette Valley Pinot Noir grapes, which are highly prized in the area. Pinot Noir is definitely one of my favorite wines, so I enjoy that it grows here locally. I guess some of these ridges aren't so mountainous. It's kind of accuracy here. Alright, just kind of make that. And like the other layers, I will just pull off the excess. Great. Grab this brush again and blend her out. Winemakers in the area, they're always looking for creative ways to ward off the impacts of climate change. And they're looking to some age-old secrets that were just kind of buried that we're rediscovering. And with that is regenerative farming. And so they're finding growing conditions where they have mycorrhizal fungi. So mycorrhizal fungi evolved a mutually beneficial relationship with plants, and it increases their longevity. And they do that by attaching their filaments to the plant's roots. The mushroom eats the carbohydrates from the plant for exchange for nutrients like phosphorus, nitrogen, and other essential compounds for healthy vines. And so as the thread-like mycelium filaments grow with the plant roots, they can expand the plant's root system by 700 times. Isn't that incredible? So think about the impact of mushrooms within the soil system just really being beneficial for wine production. Mycorrhiza makes up 90% of all the land plants, and that's really cool. Viticulturists are learning about the positive impacts of regenerative farming. Mycorrhizal helps build the plant's immunity over time, making it more resistant from disease, pests, and rising temperatures, like so global warming. And we're definitely feeling the warmer temperatures here, locally. Let's do another little ridge here. So now as we're getting in closer, kind of want to make more tree-like areas. Because we're getting a little closer to perspective, I can have more definition. So Pacific Northwest, we have more trees. And I'm just going to start peppering those guys in. Okay, let's see. Bring this down. Shoot. Alright, make that ridge a little bit better. That's okay. Let's do a little bit of that. Bring up excess paint to kind of simulate treetops off in the distance. I'll just kind of bring those up, straight up with your same little dirty brush here. All right, we're getting pretty close here. Well, there is one significant pre- and post-harvest rot that infects 1,400 plant species, including grapes, berries, and tomatoes, that thrives in humid conditions. Imagine there's a lot of humid conditions with all these little valleys and traps and all that. And so we're going to put in some more foreground here for these mountains. And we're just going to get real dark here as we work into the foreground. And then I just bring this all, that color down, down, down. And so that, so that fungus I was mentioning, that thrives in humid conditions. It appears as a gray, fuzzy growth. It infects wounded or dying plant tissue. It's for winemakers. It's called Botrytis cinerea, or it creates a noble rot that concentrates sugars and grapes for sweet wines. And this fungus adapts very quickly, so it makes it highly resistant to fungicides. So, yeah, look out. Beneficial, but well, for the noble rot, making your wine sweet, but it infects 1,400 varieties of plants. So isn't that fun? Just, you know, normal gray mold. Okay, well, so finishing up here, just getting this foreground painted in. Great, just getting some dark color here. I'm pretty happy with that right now. Okay, wash the brush. And so I painted some trees real quick. Another fan brush here. Let's get, I'm gonna mix it here on the brush. I got some sap green and black. Just painting a couple trees. Just do a braver chest. Why not? Right here. Covering up a little bit of my hard work here, but that's okay. I won't make a super thick tree this time. How about that? Okay, I'm just gonna dance this in. I want to get a good edge for my paint. I'm just kind of dance it in. Make some tree shapes if you do. As you would. All right. And gonna throw him in. Okay, let's get another guy right here. I'm gonna paint him in quickly here, I suppose. What's the hurry? I'm not really sure, but let's just get you guys out of here. Yeah, the winemaking, very, very prolific here in the Willamette Valley. Also fungus, very, of course, very prolific in the Willamette Valley as well. I guess I'm going to do a big guy right there. We always like big, strong trees, don't we? Okay. Let's see, let's put a little tree situation right here. We like that. Oh my. Guess we're just gonna cover all that up, aren't we? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we should just do that. Great. Alright. Some shrubbery there, if you will. Okay. No, we don't. Every tree needs a friend. This guy's over here by himself. Let's give him right here. Couple more trees. Let's call these Doug firs, old Dougies. And with art, usually you don't want to have an even number, so let's throw in one more friend right here. Great. We'll just do something like that. Call it, it's more black on the bottom here. Calling it good. Okay, well. Rolling hills. Willamette Valley. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mandy Cap, and I will see you next time. Much love. Take care.